looky there.
It's Saturday night again. I didn't advertise that I was going to be on tonight, but here I am. And some of you may thought, oh, well, he didn't post last night for video, so he may not be on tonight either. So hope there's one. Oh. Come on in, join the party, say hi, say hello. Well, that was quick. And while you all are doing that and getting on there, excuse me. What's up, Doc? I'm doing well. Busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But, yeah, I didn't, I was so busy last week, I didn't even get a chance to get a video edited and get it out there. Started going through it last night to try to get something put together, and I didn't have time. Yeah, I've got two transmissions I'm in the middle of building. I've got them tore down. I've got parts ordered for it. And then I got trying to get my camper back up to snuff to where we can use it. I've been replacing a whole bunch of stuff on it. All except for the roof. What's up, Mike? Snowblower season is here. Yeah, for you guys up north it is. It's still pretty warm down here, although it's supposed to get in the low 30s overnight down here next week. But yeah, so I've been trying to get the trailer done, get these transmissions done, and we're heading out to go do some camping at the end of the month, and then we got one in November, we got one in December. So, but yeah, I'm plugging along right there with y'all. Yeah, Mike, it's not bad. I mean, the only thing that sucks about this time of year is it gets dark so dang early. I mean, it's dark by 7:30, which kind of sucks because it makes it hard to get anything done. But yeah, anyway. So, did you hear about some most recent headlines that they had out? So, excuse me. How about that dude that did all the shooting down south that one juror couldn't find him guilty, and so he got life in prison instead of the death penalty. I thought that was a crock of crap. Mike, true story. So my wife had been in contact with this gal on Facebook, and she found these two puppies that Buster's not one of them, but well, one of them's right behind me. That's Buster here. That's Buster right there. But the other one, Bailey, and then Sugar, which there she is over there. She found these two puppies, and they were they were up in, I think it was no, it wasn't Minnesota. I think it was Wisconsin. Anyway, it was in December, and she decided that we needed these two puppies, which wasn't a bad thing. But anyway, it was December, and we made a road trip with Bessie when she had a lot less miles on it, and it was colder than you know what up there, and snowing. We stayed the night up there and took off the next morning. But excuse me, I remember they had a thermometer outside the door of this cabin that we had. This cabin was really cool. You know, it was just a small cabin that you could stay in, and it had baseboard heat in it. And it was plenty warm in there, no problem whatsoever. But anyway, we went outside the next morning. It was so flipping cold. The thermometer said it was 19 below. Dude, it felt every bit of that. And so we've got these two puppies, and we're heading back home, and they have a Highway 35. It's not Interstate 35, but Highway 35 up there that you got to take to get to Interstate 35, something like that. Anyway, so we're bebopping along, and we're just freezing to death, and uh, every bit of heat that we can get, we're having to put on the windshield to keep the windshield thawed, and at the same time, our feet are freezing because the escape just can't put out enough heat because it's so cold up there, and we she took off and started driving in the morning, and we got to a stop sign, and I'm like, "Aren't you coming up on this stop sign a little bit fast?" She goes, "I don't have any brakes." And I'm like, "Seriously?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm damn near standing on this. You better stand on them even harder." And she did. And we got stopped, but it was so stinking cold up there that the brake system froze up too. I mean, it was flipping cold. And we fought going in between the floor heat and the windshield uh for a good part of the morning until the sun come up because it was so stinking cold up there. But it was worth it. I mean, we got these two great dogs, and we made a friend up there too, and my wife is still in contact with all the time. Doc, I'm just now reading your comments. Um, Zoe is, eh, she is behind me right now, right there. We got her to. The wife says, "Hey, pick up some condensed or some evaporated milk on the way home, and we'll see if she'll drink it." I was like, "Okay." So I got some evaporated milk, and while I was at the store, says, "I wonder if she'll eat some wet cat food." And so I got a couple cans of wet cat food, the pate stuff, pate, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, the pretty much the meal ground up stuff, and we gave her some of that. Oh, not very much, and she inhaled it. The poor girl is so stinking hungry. I don't know what the deal is. Why she's not been eating? Because that's what it acts like. She's not been eating, but so we gave her some of that, and she tore it up, boy. And so far, knock on wood, she's been able to keep it down. So we're kind of guarded on both of it. I'm gonna try to feed her again before I go to bed, and see if she'll eat some more. And because I know that's what it is. She hasn't been eating, but she sure inhaled that, boy. She thought that was the no pun intended, but the cat's meow. Wow, Mike, I didn't know that. I didn't think anybody'd get a notification since I just got on here. I didn't do anything. What's up, Steven? I just seen you on here. I'm sorry, I haven't been reading the comments. I've been babbling here. You know, Mike, I was wondering if maybe that was what it was, is maybe she's got an abscess tooth or she just can't eat the dry food. I'm not quite sure, but I mean to tell you, she inhaled it. So, I mean, she's old. Um, so like I said, we're gonna try to give her some more of that soft stuff in the morning and see how she does. You know, I don't know. I don't think she's done yet. I mean, but my God, she's just been losing weight, and I haven't looked at her teeth that close, but I don't know if she'll let me do it, and I don't want to injure her because right now she's so skinny. She's pretty frail. I mean, I need to get some protein, get some muscle built back up in her. Hopefully, like I said, we're going to keep feeding her the wet and see how she does, and maybe maybe she'll pull through. I mean, I hope so. I'm not ready to bury a cat yet, but I just lost socks earlier this year, so I mean that's kind of tough. Hi, Mr. Ford. Thanks for your videos. With your help, I was able to rebuild 787 Blazer. Fantastic. That's freaking great news, Chris. I'm glad the videos helped you out. 87 Blazer. Man, I didn't know if there's any of them square bodies still on the road. I liked those Blazers in those years. Uh, see, yours could have been, let's see, 87. It could have had a 4.3 in it. More than likely, it was probably a 2.8. A 305. Oh, it's a full size Blazer. My bad. I was thinking an S10 Blazer. There you go. Now, K5s are awesome. I love those. But yeah, all those square bodies were good about rusting. Uh, yeah, I love those old K5 Blazers. I had a buddy of mine that had one of those too. Of course, if you get in the northern ones, you don't have much choice. They're going to rust. Mike, I got tuna. Let's see, I got one that has tuna in it. Tuna and chicken's the one we ordered opened first, but I got a salmon one and I've got a um, something else. I didn't know she would eat the liver one, but yeah, I mean, ideally she'd probably needs to have an IV given to her. But yeah, Chris, that those K5s are great. Hopefully yours had the later model aluminum transfer case instead of that cast iron dog. Because I know that 205 was a heavy son of a buck made out of cast iron. Usually, what they'd break is they'd break the adapter housing. Either that, or they'd strip the coupler out that goes in between the transmission and transfer case. Seen that so many on the older ones. Of course, those were the ones that had the 350 turbos in them. Yeah, the military ones did. They didn't want anything electronic in it, so they were immune to, EMPs or anything like that, so Those old 78 Broncos were cool too, Mike, for sure. Well, I mean, the K5s, you could pull the tops off of those. Cooking some hamburger patties, right on. Should make enough for everybody, and then you just do smell-o-vision, through the miracle of communication. Well, I guess you guys don't have picture, but yeah, Chris, that's usually the way it works. You always take that stuff off, and you disturb it enough that it doesn't want to seal back up. Usually, it's just if you can find the seals, you can just replace the seals on it. But it depends on how actually rusty it is and whether or not you want to fix it. But usually the bodies on those things will rust out before the rest of the body does. But that's cool. I'm glad you were able to get it rebuilt. And that's the whole purpose of me wanting to do those videos. Help somebody, get through one and get her done. Because I know if you guys are like me, we ain't made of money no more. Especially thanks to our illustrious administration. But yeah, like I said, I've been so stinking busy. I got two of them to build. One of them you'll have to pay attention to. It's got some pretty nasty parts going in it, more so than usual. Um, it's a strange, not really a strange unit, but it's definitely a custom unit by a long ways. It's not something that you normally build. It's going in a 70. I think it's an earlier model Camaro, and it's getting a LS3, I think it is, with some pretty nasty upgrades to it. It's gonna be pretty cool. But parts are slowly trickling in for it. I tell you what, it's tough to find transmission parts all in one place anymore. Um, usually you have multiple sources to get them from. I mean, they're out there, but I mean, if you want specific parts and specific brands, that's where you run into issues. I prefer using Ray Bestis clutches on my builds, but lately I've had to revert back to using Borg Warner, which Borg Warner makes some good clutches too. Um, but yeah, it's going to be pretty badass. Oh, yeah, the 350 engines, you bet. Now, finding an older like a 350 turbo or a 400 turbo transmission, those are getting tough to find because a lot of the racers snag them up and build them dudes up. Yeah, Doc, I'm sure it is. I, some of the headlines that have come across lately has been, makes you things that make you go, yeah. November 8th, boys and girls. That's an important day, and it's right around the corner. That is an important day. If you haven't noticed, if any of y'all watch YouTube, I get a kick out of watching all the political ads that come up and how they want you to vote blue. Well, Stephen, it'll either be the best birthday of your life or the worst one, depending on the outcome. Speaking of which, Mike, so my mom was telling me that this couple bought this house. I think it was across from them, and they're renting this house for $3,200 a month. And I'm like, holy crap. I think we got on that discussion because I did a pre-delivery inspection on a 23 Tahoe today, uh, which was pretty nice, but it wasn't 68,000 worth of nice. Yeah. Yeah, if that's not sending a picture out, Doc, I don't know what isn't. Because that was, she flat out, and she was actually went on the Joe Rogan Experience, and she told him exactly why she left. She goes, I don't think there's any saving the Democratic Party. I just, when you watch it, fail from the inside out. She goes, I don't think it's savable. And she goes, um, so he asked her, says, so does that mean you're going to be an independent? She said, yes. So yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be interesting coming up for sure. For sure. Oh yeah, Steven, you betcha. Done that done that many times before. But a lot of the when I eat steaks and stuff like that, I don't usually put any kind of sauce on them because I mean, if you get a good piece of steak, you don't need it. Yeah, I mean they call them chop steak just about anywhere. If we go in a restaurant or something like that, they'll advertise it as chop steak, and it's good. I mean, that's the way I usually eat them because I don't usually eat the bread. I mean, occasionally I'll have bread, but um, I found out that that's one of my enemies, and one thing I've come to realize here. Well, I guess it's just I've been kind of ignoring it. As you get older, I've noticed that the thing that you need the most is what you have the least of, if that makes sense. And that, boys and girls, is time. Um, like I said, the older you get, the less time you have to get things done. I was telling the wife the other day, I said, I'm about ready to just take a week off so I can get things done that I want to get done. Since I don't have time to do it on the other side of work. But in the same instance, if I do that and I don't have any vacation time, I don't get paid for it. So, all right, Chris, thanks for stopping in. I sure appreciate it. I'm usually here every Saturday night about the same time, about 9:15, somewhere in there. So, yeah, I appreciate you coming in. Um, we'll talk again, I'm sure. Hamburger steak streak. See you say that 5 times fast. Hamburger steak streak. Oh, Mike, mushrooms and onions, yes, sir. Two of the things that I love and two of the things my body hates. Man, onions will flat tear me up. And I love mushrooms, but it gives me an upset stomach. Um, I like those big portobello stuffed mushrooms. Oh my lord, they're good. Yeah, if you guys are out there, anybody that's watching, and shows 5 of you there, help me out and smash that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, the poor man's steak for sure. Um, so I got a new. So I told you I've been working on the camper. Um, so far I got a new lid for the Fantastic fan. Got that put in and found out the switch is too long and it won't let the lid come all the way down. I put LED lights in it. Holy cow, did that make a difference? They're so much brighter and the light is so much cleaner. Love it. And I decided that we've been nursing along this power inverter charger, whatever you want to call it, for probably 5 years. It's been making noise and I'm afraid it's going to die. It had a cap that was making noise, and I finally decided, you know what? If we're going to use this thing again, I'm going to put a new one in it. So I bought a new one, and it's actually made here in the USA, which I thought was kind of cool. And I put that dude in tonight, and other than it being a pain in the butt to get the wires in there because everything's so tight, it works perfect. It's super silent, and I'm just tickled to death. Um, so that was a big deal. Wife doesn't know yet, but I ordered a new set of stairs. Um, so that's going to be pretty nice to have. I was going to say, Mike, I'm was kind of confused uh, on that line. I'm like, what? But it anyway. I was tickled to see that thing was made in the U.S. That's for sure. Let's see. What else did I get? I got a replacement fender ordered. That's supposed to be here next week. Um, I replaced the broken plug for the power cord. Just some little odds and ends and stuff I've been putting off. Got all new tires for it because they were aged out and they were dry rotten. So I got some new tires for it. Still got to get the hubs off and inspect the brakes and wheel bearings and see how they're doing and if I need to replace any before we do the trip. I guess you could probably say it, but they're four-legged. Oh, that's no bueno, Mike. Yeah, try to explain that one to the insurance company. No, but they sure give you a lot of kisses. Oh my lord. I was gonna go to church in the morning. I think I'm gonna have to pass on it tomorrow. I've just got so much to do. I gotta round up. I think I'm gonna hit the grocery store first thing in the morning, get that out of the way, and then I gotta get the 2 transmission parts all rounded up and take them to work with me since I gotta go in there tomorrow. One of the transmissions I built, you haven't seen the video on it yet, but the transmission I built for some reason lost second gear, and it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'd imagine it's got to have something to do with the valve body. So I got to see if I can fix that tomorrow. We're going to do that at the shop because I got to do it on a lift. I'm not laying on my back to do that stuff. I'm getting too old to do that. I really wish I had enough money to get a shop put up here at the house, but I don't. So it is what it is. But boss is cool enough to let us use the shop when everybody else is gone. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if we're gonna have keys to get to the compressor room, so I may put my little Cobalt little air compressor in there just so I got some compressed air. I don't need a lot of it. It's not like I'm running big old air tools off of it. I got Milwaukee stuff to do that. But it does make it kind of convenient because all my tools are at work, so yeah, I seen that, Doc. I guess there's a big old Pfizer scandal going on. I am tore up from the floor up, boys. Oh, I am tired. But anyway, yeah, I haven't been to a chiropractor in probably 15 years. Last time I went when we were still up in Missouri. I need that one dude that uh, Alex Tubio or whatever his name is. I think he's down in Texas somewhere. Uh, anyway, I need one of them. They show you on there of them cracking people, getting everything and having these monster cracks. That's what I need. I need something that pulls my. It's like it's just kind of wish you could take your. Sometimes you wish you could disconnect your spine and everything, pull your spine out, shake it out, and put it back in. To get all the cricks out of it. But anywho, oh my goodness. That's something else I gotta add to the list. I gotta do water filters on the refrigerator. The one that we put on the back of the refrigerator's probably been in there a couple years now. It's supposed to be like a filter that'll last a long time, but with the sediment that we got from well water, I need to replace it again. Stephen, why must you ask a question for one that you already know the answer? What do you think? Right? Mike, you better slow down, Hoss. You're gonna be taking an early nap. You don't want to do that. Mike, I'm sure there's probably some kind of OSHA violation in there. There's a certain amount of time you're allowed to work. You can't go overboard on that stuff. I did not know Sammy Hagar was 75. Holy crap, for a 75-year-old, he looks pretty freaking good. 75? Wow. That is crazy. Doc, I think Sammy Hagar can attribute it to the alcohol that he drinks because he definitely drinks a lot of alcohol for sure. For sure. I understand, Doc. Thanks for at least stopping in and saying hello. I don't know how much longer I'll be around either. The clock up there on the wall says it's about 10 o'clock. It's about my bedtime, so embalming fluid effects. Yeah, right. God bless you too, Doc. We'll talk to you soon. Oh goodness. Excuse me. Yeah, in fact, I think I'm gonna probably end up calling it too, fellers. I'm just flat beat. Feel like I've been run over by a Mack truck. and go get some sleep. So, with that being said, y'all make sure to check in on your relatives and your family, and at least reach out and tell them that you love them. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So, as I've said in the past, take care of each other, take care of yourself. God bless you, and God bless America. We'll see you next time. Bye.